this is a movie we've kind of been waiting for a while.
Yeah, I saw the trailer a long time ago, and it was in limited release in December, and then it finally went wide release this week.
Yeah, I mean, this movie is essentially about how McDonald's became McDonald's, basically.
And it's a pretty fascinating story. I've seen a couple documentaries done about McDonald's, and they don't really throw too much negativity in there because it was kind of built up on a very shady practice of just corporatization and just, taking somebody else's idea and capitalizing off of it.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting to kind of go and see how certain things, especially like McDonald's, how it became the franchise that it is, at the multi-billion-dollar company that it is now, like where it started. And so that was really interesting to watch. Now, granted, obviously the movie is very dramatized, so we don't know exactly what the situation was between the original owners versus who became the bigger picture for McDonald's.
So they start out with Kroc, and I mean, Kroc is definitely, he's a staple of McDonald's. He's the one who basically is at the forefront of the creation of McDonald's, which is fairly true in the corporate sense, yes. And Michael Keaton does an amazing job as Kroc. I mean, you definitely go through the different parts of his life from the humble beginnings.
You kind of feel bad for him, and then he's an asshole.
there is a complete turning point about, halfway through the movie where you totally feel for him and you love the McDonald's brothers, and it's, all the actors in this movie do an amazing job.
Yes, I love that Nick Offerman is in it as well.
And Drew Carey's brother from the Drew Carey Show, and he was in Volcano. He jumps into the lava by saving that one guy. But anyways, it's definitely a whole different movie for the first half. It's very quick, very in your face, let's get through montage type style of how they shoot it. I love the music. The music in the movie is amazing. I even got all excited because when things start rolling and happening, they play a song from Napoleon Dynamite when things start rolling and happening towards the end of the movie. And then the halfway point, like there is a specific scene where it just kind of stops on a dime, and it's a dinner scene.
Oh, yeah.
And you get introduced to some more actors that are in the movie, and that's where the whole position of Michael Keaton's character of Kroc,
it kind of takes a turn, and you're just like, oh, this guy is not really a good guy at all. He's more in the business of making money, essentially, which, granted,
capitalism.
That's kind of like how it was back then.
Yeah.
Just making money and doing it no matter what the cost is, I guess.
But you feel for it. You're excited for McDonald's and everything that's happening. Everything that gets unveiled by him and his team is a win. And then after that, it becomes just, you don't want to see it grow anymore, and you just feel bad for how it gets taken over and ripped from the hands of those that had the intellectual property in the in
the first place.
Yeah,
and it's just kind of sad. And it's funny, like the whole time too, when I was watching it with the brothers who actually made McDonald's, when they were saying like, we don't want to spread it because it could turn into where we don't have a hand in all of these franchises, and
quality
then
control.
The quality control turns down. And I'm just thinking about like, yeah, that's kind of like how it is now.
But it's fascinating, very fascinating to see how that template, they went for simplistic, very simple menu, and that is what sold, and it did an amazing job for them. And the whole time I'm thinking, In-N-Out Burger. I mean, even afterwards, we were like, I don't want to go to McDonald's. Let's go to In-N-Out Burger.
In-N-Out Burger is now what McDonald's was back then. So that's interesting, because I mean, I don't know, like you guys on the East Coast, you guys don't have In-N-Out, so In-N-Out is only in California and Arizona. I'm not sure, Nevada maybe?
I don't know.
It's majority California.
West Coast for sure.
And Arizona right now. And so we went there because it did kind of gave us the feel of what McDonald's was based off of the movie.
Yeah, and it definitely kind of gives you a bit of insight as to how those corporate fat cats let's all just jump in together and just run with it. And even some of them get left in the dust as well. I mean, you find out about certain characters and how they had falling outs towards the end as well. But I mean, it's still cool because some of those characters too are played by actors we had no clue were even in this movie.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can just go to IMDb and you'll see everybody in this movie. But it was fun watching this movie when a new actor would show up on
You're
screen.
like, oh!
And you know, yeah, you're like, yes, and this person's in the movie for a little while, like everyone gets a little piece of the pie, if you will, on screen.
Yeah, so I mean, it was an interesting movie. It did have, for me personally, there were such slow parts, and I'm just like, okay, are we gonna get to like progress on? Because there is a part where he kind of stops and he just builds the franchise, and then I kind of wanted to see how they make it more than it actually is.
I wanted more McDonald's, and that's the thing, is it's very much just McDonald's for the first half, and then it's more of the idea of McDonald's and, you know, a lot of not courtroom, but like boardroom scenes and, you know, maps with pins in them, and that's where it goes on from there. It doesn't really build up. There's no Ronald McDonald. There's no about the commercialization.
But then again, the movie is called The Founder, so it's about...
Yeah, it's about...
The Founder.
Crock of shit. But either way, Michael Keaton did a very good job. I really enjoyed it. Would I watch it again? No, but I'd watch a documentary of it and look at it a little differently with the insight from this movie.
See, with documentaries, or like movies like this, I always love, like, my favorite part essentially is the ending, because I like when you go to a movie that's based off a true story or something like that, and then they have like the wording of everything that came after the fact. I always like that, to see what else they can write, like, that they didn't add in the movie. So
it definitely kind of brings you up to speed and shines a company in a different light, or just, you know, a topic in a different light than you had before. A lot of people hate on McDonald's now. It's very, very cookie cutter corporate, and you know, as a child though, I mean, McDonald's was amazing.
Okay, to be honest though, their nuggets are so good, and their fries. Although I haven't had McDonald's in like, I want to say like 2 years. It's been a while.
But this makes me not want to go back to McDonald's anymore. I want to find the little mom and pop burger places, because I mean, that is obviously where the love is at. So it's still cool to watch. For me, I would probably give it almost a 4. I'd say like 3.7, 3.8 out of 5.
I'm gonna go 3 out of 5.
Yeah, it was enjoyable, but again, there were some slow parts, and, you know, just seeing the actors was novelty in the movie, but all in all...
Yeah, I love Michael Keaton, and he was...
Like I said, halfway through, it does kind of stop on a dime, and there is a scene that kind of changes the rest of the movie, and he goes from hero to villain in an instant. So, yeah, that's what we think.
So thank you so much for watching our review to The Founder.
Yep, and what did you guys think if you saw it? Are you interested in seeing The Founder? Do you think that this is going to be something that may have some Oscar buzz? I don't hear a whole lot of buzz about it at the moment, but it's definitely something. The theater was pretty full while we were there, so...
Decent enough.
Check it out. If you like Michael Keaton, you love Ron Swanson. I mean, again, for the cast of characters, it's great. So other than that, you can... talk to us in the comments below, or
go to our social media sites and talk there on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram.
Yep, and now it's time to say goodbye. Bye. I'm loving it.
Remember, guys, real champs eat at McDonald's. I'm loving it.